Vanapulamala iya pardole Pahirna pita patamara shobe Nupura runu junu charanana me Pahirna pita patamara shobe Nupura runu junu charanana Bolo sundara lala sachidu lala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana me Bolo sundara lala sachidu lala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana me Radha Krishna ekatanu hai Nirvana maje bansi bajave Radha Krishna ekatanu hai Nirvana maje bansi bajave Vishwarupa ki Prabhu ji sahi Avata prakatai Nariya me Vishwarupa ki Prabhu ji sahi Avata prakatai Nadiya Bolo sundara lala satiru lala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana me Bolo sundara lala Satiru lala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana me Koi gavat hai Radha Krishna naam Koi gavat hai Hari gunagan Koi gavat hai Mridanga thala madhura rasala Bajata hai koi rangana mein Mridanga thala madhura rasala Bajata hai koi rangana Bolo sundara lala sasidu lala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana mein Bolo sundara lala satiru lala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana me Bolo Najata Sri Hari Kirtana me Bolo Najata Sri Hari Kirtana me Sri Sachinandan Gaura Hari Sundar Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan me. So if anybody needs Hindi translation, you can sit over here on the side and sit around someone and have Hindi translation. So I think everybody knows Sundar by now. Sundar means? Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Sundara Lala. In Vraj, when we want to call a little boy, we say, "Oh Lala, Aja Lala, come here Lala." If we want to call a little girl, we say, "Oh Lali, come here Lali, Aja Lali." So Nimai, when he was appeared 500 years ago, he was a very beautiful boy. Very Sundar. But he wasn't Sham Sundar, he was? Gaur Sundar. Sundar Lala, Sachidu Lala. And he was the son of who? Sachi Mata. So just like we say Yasoda Nandan or Yasoda Dulala, Nimai we call Sachi Dulala or Sachi Nandan or Sachi Dulala. So Sundar Lala, Sachi Dulala, Nachata. Now you all know Lord Shiva, he's known as Nataraj, the king of dance. You gonna fit? All right.
इसमें तो नहीं आ रहा छोटा है.
So Nata, that is Sanskrit, very harsh Nata. But our Brijbhasa is very sweet, soft language. So we don't say Nata, we say Nachata, dancing. And where is he dancing? In the Hotel Hilton, in the disco dance club. Nachata Sri Hari Kirtane. He's always dancing in Sri Hari Kirtan because that is a recommended process for this dark age of Kali. Chanting with great enthusiasm and force. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we honor Lord Chaitanya because we're only seeing all these places by His mercy. Because after bathing at Visramgad in Mathura, the first place Mahaprabhu came was here to Madhuvan. So we sang this beautiful song in his honor because he discovered Radhakund and Chamakund, and he sent the 6 Goswamis here to discover all these wonderful places, like this place here, Dhruva Tila. So we see in the altar, we see there's Dhruva and Narayan and Narad Muni, his guru. On the altar is Srinathji and I can't remember who else. Uddhavji, because Uddhav, he met Krishna here, but Krishna, he met, who was it met? Somebody met Uddhav here, but he was in separation from Krishna. He said, you go talk to Maitreya Rishi. So he met him here in Madhuvan, but he went off to the Himalayas because Krishna had left the planet. So he said, you go see Maitreya Rishi, he'll talk to you. And then we have Vidura, yeah, okay. And then on this altar we have Lakshmi Narayan and the Garud. So this forest of Madhuvan is famous in all the 4 yugas. Satyayug, Tretayug, Dwapar and Kali Yuga. In Tretayuga, in Satyayuga, there was a great king, what was his name? Maharaj Uttanapada. Somehow since COVID, my brain gets funny. Uttanapada. And as was the custom, the kings had more than one wife, so he had 2 wives. One was his first wife was Suniti, and her son was Dhruva Maharaj. And he later married another wife, she was a younger one, so he was Suruchi. And her son was named Uttam. So, as is the nature of this material world, Uttanapada, he became more attached to the younger wife. This is just the nature of material world. So one day, Uttam was sitting on Uttanapada's lap, and Dhruva Maharaj, he also wanted to sit there. So he was trying to crawl up. And his stepmother Suruchi said, you can't sit there, you have no right to sit there. Maybe if you get the grace of the Lord, you can come and take birth from my womb, then you can sit there. So he was a Kshatriya boy, he could understand the meaning was that she was going to use her power over Uttanapada to make sure that Uttam became, although the eldest son should become the parampara, the eldest son should become the next king, she was going to use her power over Uttanapada to make her son the king. So he was Kshatriya boy, he could understand, the palace intrigue. and his blood began to boil. And he ran to his mother Suniti, and explained to her what happened. And she said, what can I do? Your father's more attached to my co-wife. Nothing I can do. Only God can help you. Only Bhagwan can help you. So Dhruva Maharaj, so where is this Bhagwan? And Prabhupada on the tape, of course now we don't have tapes, on a lecture, recording, Prabhupada says, she was a very simple woman, so she said, I don't know, but all sadhus and rishis, they go to the forest, so maybe the Bhagwan lives in the forest. So Dhruva Maharaj said, all right, I'm going to the forest and find out this Bhagwan and ask him for a kingdom greater than my great-grandfather. Now his father was Uttanapada, his grandfather was Swayambhuva Manu, and Swayambhuva Manu's father is Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is the king of the whole universe. And he wanted a kingdom greater than that. Real Kshatriya, real Kshatriya blood flowing in his veins. So he immediately left everything and went to the forest. And it's not in the Bhagavatam, but one time, way back in 1989, there was Kumbh Mela in Prayag, just like just now we had wonderful Kumbh Melas distributing 100,000 plates of prasadam every day, And everybody else was yelling, please come, free food, free food. Everybody knows ISKCON Prasad is first class. We didn't have to yell. People were just coming and coming. So anyway, at that particular Kumbh Mela, I was wandering around the camp one evening, and some company had set up these rear projection screens, if you remember projectors. Some of you had probably never seen a projector, but they had rear projection screens, great big 15-foot by 15-foot screens. And they were showing all dharmic films, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Churning of the Ocean of Milk, all these things. So one day they were showing Dhruva Tila. So this part they must have found in another Purana, because sometimes Srimad Bhagavatam gives things very quickly, because he had only 7 days. So Maharaj, in this version, Maharaj Uttanapada, he found out that Dhruva went to the forest. So immediately he started getting ready to go to the forest to bring him back. And Suruchi found out. And Prabhupada said the secret weapon of the woman is tears. And she began crying, oh, you're going to the forest and leaving me here all alone. So Maharaj Uttanapada, he was stuck. He couldn't go. So the next scene, Swayambhuva Manu comes. So Uttanapada, immediately he pays his obeisance. Oh, Pitasri, Pranam Pitasri. It's so nice that you have come. And he said, yes, my child. And he asked him, are all your citizens happy? Because to different people, we ask different things. A Brahmin will ask, is your yajna going on nicely? Your bhajan going on nicely? To a Vaishya will ask, is your business going nicely? Customers are coming, nice profit is there? To a Sudra, your service is going on. So the king will ask, are your citizens happy? He says, oh, Pitasri, by your mercy, all my citizens are very happy. And then Manu becomes very grave. And Suniti and Dhruva, they're not your citizens? Are they happy? Are they happy? Very tense scene. And then Swayambhuva Manu says, Kisi choti si ki nari ki sunarte ke liye ye anyay ho raha hai. The only way I could translate this is just because of the beauty of some little chick, this injustice is going on. If even in your family there's so much injustice, what can we speak about your kingdom? Very tense scene, very tense scene. So like I said, some company was sponsoring these. So right at that very tense moment, the advertisement came on. Fair and lovely. Ding, 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 ding. They were marketing some new beauty soap. Right at that point, I was just rolling on the sand. Because in Kumbh Mela, there's sand, sky, and sun, and that's it. Somehow in the middle of that, this huge city bigger than New York appears in the sands of the Ganga and Jamuna. So I was just rolling in the sand. So anyway, Prabhupada explains on that same recording that when someone tries to find out Bhagwan, then Krishna sends a guru. So he sent Narada Muni. Huh? So Narada Muni came and he said, Dhruva, you're a prince, king's son, here in the forest, in your palace you get nice, soft, as a foam of milk mattress to sleep on. Here in the forest you only get dry leaves and grass to sleep on. There's only berries that monkeys eat. You're used to nice paneer sabji and puri and sweet rice. You go home and do your Krishna consciousness at home. Just like some young boy wants to join the temple, you know. And then immediately the mother and father come, and the mother's crying, but why do you have to join the ashram? You can do your Krishna consciousness at home. This Mama Maya is very difficult, Krishna says. Mama Maya Dharati. So Narada Muni, Prabhupada says, it's very funny the way Prabhupada says it. So Narada Muni said, look, you be quiet. If you can tell me something about Krishna, about Bhagavan, then you speak. Otherwise, chup, be quiet. So Narada Muni, because Prabhupada said the duty of spiritual master is to test the disciple. Just like on the way here, you saw this big ugly thing that looks like a poor copy of the Taj Mahal. That fellow, for 1 rupee you get Diksha. So he had lakh and lakh disciples. They built a big building there. But not like that. First we have to test the disciple. So Narada Muni saw this guy, he's serious. So he told him, Tathata gacha badram te yamunayas tatam suchi punyam madhuvanam yatra sanidhyam nitida hare. He said, you go to that very auspicious, he says, punyam madhuvanam. Even in Satyug, Madhuvan was there. Punyam, that pious forest of Madhuvan. Yamunayas tatam suchi, on the bank of the very, very clean, he says. Now if you see Jamuna, you'll cry. If you went, we were there yesterday. Punyam Yamunayas tatam suchi, was very, very clean, the water those days. Sanidhyam nitira hare, where it's very easy to become close to Hari. Sanidhyam means to come close. Nitira hare, it's very easy to come close to God. Just like people say, why Vrindavan so special? God is everywhere. So I say, yes, just like water. Water is everywhere. But if you go to Bengal, you just have to dig 3 feet and water comes. Is it? And if you go to Jaipur, then you have to dig 300 feet and you get water. So someplace water is easy to get, someplace difficult to get. So like that, Vrindavan is very easy to. Probably even an atheist will come, he'll feel something special about this place. Just like one time, our head pujari Mukunda Datta, he went to Rome and he got audience with the Pope because he was from a big temple in Vrindavan, and they were talking and he saw this golden telephone there, if you remember those things. And Mukunda Datta, he saw, the Pope saw, he's looking, he said, yes, it's direct line, you want to talk? He said, no, that's okay. He said, no, go ahead, talk. So Mukunda Datta, he talked, his offerings are going on nicely, Artik is on time. Said, okay. Now, how much was it? No, don't worry about it. You're my guest. No, I can't come and use your phone and not pay. All right, $234. So we paid him. Then the Pope came to India. He came to Delhi, and you remember there's this temple just 90 miles south of Delhi. I met that Pujari, Mukunda Datta. So he came to Vrindavan, And Mukunda Datta took him up to his office, and they were chatting, and he saw he had golden phone also. He said, you have one too? Yeah. You want to use? I said, no, that's right. No, go ahead. It's all right. Use it. So he picked it up. He said, I don't know what to do. These Hare Krishnas are buying all our churches and turning them into temples. He said, how much was this? Don't worry, it's nothing. I said, no, I can't come and use your phone and not pay. No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. No, I can't. I have to pay. All right, 2 rupees. 2 rupees? Yes, local call. So Vrindavan, Sanidhyam Nityada Hare. It's always very easy to get in contact with Krishna here. And he said, Snatvatam pasunam tasmin kalindya salile shive kritochitani nivasanam atmana kalpitasana. That daily you take bath in Kalindi, Salile Shive, very auspicious waters of Kalindi. And you meditate upon me. I'm upon the Supreme Lord. He's telling you, he's meditate upon the Supreme Lord. Ityuktas tam parikramya pranamya cha nripabhaka yuyam madhuvanam punyam haris charna charchitam. So he did prikrama of his guru Narada Muni, and he made pranam, and then yuyo Madhuvanam. He went to Madhuvan. This is Satyayu, and they're talking about Madhuvan. Madhuvan Punyam, that pious forest of Madhuvan. Haris charna charchitam. Charchita means anointed. It is anointed with the footprints of the Lord. You go to that place. So Dhruva Maharaj came here, and the first month, he was standing on one leg and with his hands upstretched, and he decided he would only eat every 3 days. Just imagine, we invite you here for this 50th anniversary festival. We're only going to give you prasad every 3 days. You all run away. So after 1 month like that, he said, wow, I'm really a sense enjoyer, eating every 3 days. So next month he decided, all right, I'll just eat every 6 days. So he was meditating, and Narada Muni gave him a mantra. What was that mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So he was chanting his mantra and eating every 6 days. Then he thought, wow, what a sense gratifier. Every 6 days eating. So he decided, all right, I'll just drink water every 9 days. So he was drinking water every 9 days, and after that he decided, all right, just I'll take breath every 12 days. I guess no, it was still water. Then the next month he decided, all right, just water every 15 days. No, every 15 days I'll take a breath. And then finally he decided, all right, I'm just going to stop breathing altogether. And by this time he was standing on one leg. If you stand on one leg, you'll wobble a little bit, But he wasn't wobbling. He became so powerful by his austerities that he became identified with the whole universe. When he wobbled like that, the universe was, when he moved his toe, the universe was bouncing like this, And all the demigods, they were getting upset. And then he stopped breathing altogether. And he stopped the entire universal breathing. And everybody ran to Lord Brahma, all the demigods. Lord Brahma, he started the universal breathing again. He said, you got to go see this guy. He said, don't worry, we're taking care of it. So Dhruva Maharaj was meditating on the Lord within his heart. Suddenly the Lord disappeared. And he tried to see him again. He couldn't see the Lord. Then he opened his eyes, he saw Lord is standing in front of him. And he's just a little boy, he doesn't know how to offer prayers. Lord touched him with his conch shell. And he offered so many beautiful prayers to the Lord. You can read those prayers in 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Very beautiful prayers he offered to the Lord. And then Lord said, my dear Dhruv, what is it that you want? And Prabhupada quotes some verse, it must be some other Purana because it's not in Bhagavatam. Swami kritartosmi. Kritart means fully satisfied. And on the tape, on the recording, you could hear Prabhupada say, fully satisfied. And you would understand what full satisfaction is, you know. I'm fully satisfied. I don't want anything. Are you came here in the forest, performed so many penances and austerities, and now you say you don't want anything? Huh? I was looking for broken pieces of glass. What is he calling broken piece of glass? He wanted a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather. What are our he's saying that's a broken piece of glass. What are our desires? They don't even rate. What are our material desires? Don't even rate, you know. Huh? But just like we see, there's broken glass everywhere. Of course, not here, because everybody walks barefoot. But in Western countries, everybody drinks and throws their beer bottle and broken glasses. Nobody cares for it. Huh? And if you're just looking at some broken piece of glass and suddenly you find a jewel, how satisfied you'll be. I was looking for a broken piece of glass, huh? But I have got you, a rare jewel. Now I don't want anything. The Lord laughed. He said, no. Don't worry. Huh? Now you go home, because you're a Vaishnava, everybody will be very happy with you. Even Suniti will be very happy with you. And I will give you, you will rule the whole earth for, I can't remember, 30,000 years or something, 50,000 years. And then you go to the Dhruva star, Dhruva Tila, the pole star, because that's a Vaikuntha planet. Because the only thing he could give him greater than Brahma's kingdom was a Vaikuntha planet. So that pole star, that's a Vaikuntha planet. He said, you will rule there. So then he went home, and even Suruchi had tears in her eyes. Uttam also embraced him. He became the king, and he ruled for so many thousands of years, and then he went to, now he's staying there in Dhruvaloka, the pole star. So other pastime happened here in Satyug. We all remember Maharaj Ambarish. I've heard his kingdom was in Hoshangabad in Madhya Pradesh. There's a town called Hoshangabad. And he was a very pious king we've heard about, and he decided he wanted to go to Vraj and follow a Kadasi Vrat for a full year. So he came here to Vraj, to Madhuvan, actually, to this place, and he began following this Ekadasi Vrat every 2 days, every 2 weeks. This Vrat comes twice a month. And finally, he started his Vrat in Kartik, and finally Kartik, Ekadasi came again. Zratante Kartike Masi, Tri Ratram Samuposita, Snatva Kadashikalindyam, Harim Madhuvan Chayat. He was doing his Vrat, Ratante Kartike, and started in Kartik. It's not Kadacha, he was bathing in the Kalindi River. Of course, we don't see her now, but we're just next, Mathura and Madhuvan are practically, they're side by side. We'll hear about it later. So he was taking bath in the Kalindi, in this Madhuvan, Harim Madhuvan Archayat. We know Archa, where Hari is always worshipped in this Madhuvan. So finally, after 1 year of following this Vrat, Kartik, this Kadasi Vrat, I hope everybody's following Kadasi. If you're not, you can learn from the devotees in whichever temple you're connected with. They can show you. You don't have to fast completely. You can take Falahar Prasad. But you must follow Ekadasi. Very, very powerful for giving us Krishna Bhakti. So you can learn from the devotees in your local temple. So finally, just like we see in our calendar, there's always Paran. We have to break the fast by this time. So because this great king was going to break his fast, all the sages and rishis of the universe came. And one fellow also came, Durvasa Muni. We all know Durvasa Muni. He's very famous for being very angry. So Durvasa Muni came, and Ambarisha was very satisfied. He said, oh, now I'll feed my guest and break my fast. And because such a great sage has come, my fasting will be very successful. So if you meet real sadhus, not these guys sitting around smoking beedis and other things we don't discuss, they're very, very clean. He said, first of all, I have to take my bath, and then I'll take your prasad. So he went to take his bath. Meanwhile, the time for breaking the fast was going. He asked all the sadhus and rishis, nobody could give a proper answer. Because Krishna wanted to show that a Vaishnava, he's greater than even a Brahmin. So, Ambarisha said, well, actually in the Shastra it says that drinking water is both eating and not eating, both. So I was doing nirjal. If I take water, my fast is broken. But since it's not eating, I haven't eaten before my guest. Because in our old Indian culture, we would invite one sadhu, we will feed him. We were used to this. We were used to in the West, we all just sit down together. But first, they feed all the Vaishnavas, and then after they will take prasad. And just like we have some new bhakta who doesn't know all these things, and so he's sitting there, and they're very politely listening, and this thing's like, shh, quiet, quit asking questions. They won't eat until we're finished. You have to train him up. So first we have to feed our guest, and then we can take. So he said, all right, I will drink water. So I've eaten, but I haven't eaten. My fast is broken, but I haven't eaten before my guest. So he drank some water. Then Durvasa Rishi came. By his Yog Shakti, he could understand this fellow had drank some water before his guest. And he became very angry. And he pulled a hair up from his head and he dashed it to the ground. And a huge demon appeared. Now, Bhagavatam says that Vaishnava may forgive someone, but Lord doesn't forgive the offenses to his devotees. So Lord immediately sent his Sudarshan chakra. And Sudarshan chakra immediately cut that big monster into pieces. And then that chakra went after, because Durvasa Rishi had sent that demon, so that chakra went after Durvasa Rishi. And he began running through the whole universe. Here and there and here and there. He went to Lord Indra, and Indra said, well, Yeto Vishnu chakra, nothing I can do, He went to Lord Brahma, he said, Yeto Vishnu chakra, hey, nothing I can do. He went to Lord Shiva, he said, this is Vishnu chakra, nothing I can do. He went all the way up, he was so powerful, the Durvasa Rishi, he went all the way up to Vaikuntha. He came before Lord Narayan. And Lord Narayan spoke a very amazing verse. He said, Aham bhakta paradino yasvatantra iva dvija sadhubir grasta hridaya bhakta jana priya. He said, Aham bhakta paradino, by his own lotus mouth. Paradin means to be under the control of someone. He says, Aham bhakta, I'm under the control of my devotees. Nothing I can't stop this chakra, only my devotee can stop. By his own lotus mouth, Lord has said, I'm under the paradin, I'm under my devotee. This is a mercy of the Lord. Aham bhakta paradino. He says, what is, very nice verse. Sadhavo hridayam mayam, sadhunam hridayam tvaham. Mananya tena jananti, naham tevyo managapi. Sadhavo hridayam maya, all the sadhus are in my heart. Sadhunam hridayam tvaham. And I'm in the heart of all the sadhus. How is this possible? Lord's in the heart of the sadhus, sadhus in the heart of the Lord. These are the inconceivable pastimes of the Lord and His pure devotees. Such a nice verse. Sadhunam hridayam mayam, sadhunam hridayam tvaham. And I'm in the hearts of all of the sadhus. Mananya tena, they don't know anything except me. Naham tebyo managam. I don't know anyone except my devotees. Very beautiful verse. So then he went back down to the earth. The chakra was right behind him. It's running. And he came down. He tried to fall at the feet of Ambarisha Maharaj. Ambarisha Maharaj was waiting. It's a whole year took for this chakra to go all the way around the universe. He'd been waiting for a whole year. But Ambarisha Maharaj, he fell down and touched Durvasa Rishi's feet first. Then that chakra, he went back to the Lord. And Durvasa Rishi understood that Vaishnava is very, very powerful. More powerful than even a great sadhu like himself. So that also happened here in this Madhuvan, in Satyuga. Next place we go, we'll tell you what happened in Treta Yuga. Treta, Kali, and Dwapar. We'll tell you next place. Oh.
नीचे बहुत सारे मॉल हैं, नीचे बैठ के कथा करने के लिए बोल रहे थे ऐसा।
हाँ?
नीचे में वहाँ पर धूप कुंड के सामने।
हाँ?
धूप कुंड के सामने। धूप कुंड के सामने। नीचे जो कुंड है ना, कुंड के सामने। गुफा के पास। हाँ, वही नीचे जंगल में।
Okay, so they're saying there's no shade there, the next place, so we'll go by the Dhruva Kund, nice place. There's beautiful Parikrama marg all around, and you can see, we'll see up in the trees, so many peacocks. We don't even hear the peacocks, we just peacocks see them in Vrindavan even. Oh. Huh? The Brijbasis, they say, when the peacocks are calling, Megao! Megao! Meg means cloud, just like we know in Ramayana when fellows are Meghanath. Megao! It's getting very hot, so the peacocks are calling, Megao! Megao! But I have one very dear friend named Achyuta who lives in Gainesville, and he finished the construction of Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi Mandir. He's from a special place in America, and he says all the peacocks are saying, New York! New York! New York! But our Rupa Goswami says something else. He says the peacocks are calling, Keka! Keka! So we know K, just like when Sanatana Goswami met Lord Chaitanya, then he asked him, Kayami, who am I? So K means who. So the question, who is there? Krishna, he's Rasaraj, he's a great ocean of ras. Who can possibly reciprocate with that great ocean of ras that is Rasaraj Sri Krishna? And the answer is coming, Ka, only she, Sri Radha, with her ocean of Mahabhav, she can reciprocate with that Rasaraj Sri Krishna. And we know when the Rasaraj and the Mahabhav join together, that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Rupa Goswami says, the peacocks are calling, Keka! Keka! So we'll go down in the forest, find a nice place by Dhruva Kund, and we'll tell about all the other special places, special things that make this famous in all four yugas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So if you didn't do it already, you please leave a nice donation for service of Dhruv Narayan and Narada Muni and everyone. Actually, first time I came here, there was just a broken down temple was here, and it wasn't a very nice place. But somehow one godbrother of mine, he wanted to do some service here, so I came. At that time, Vrindavan Das was the Mahant. So he said, well, we're on the top of the hill, and when it rains, you know, it's eroding away. Please make a retaining wall. So my godbrother donated, and we made a retaining wall. The next time we came, whole temple was gone. Somebody came here. Next time we came, then this beautiful, huge temple was here. We just did a little service, and other people seeing our service attitude, they made this huge temple here. So if you want to do some service. And then next, there was one very wonderful sadhu here named Nishringa Baba. But all the locals, they call him Ninu Baba. Ninu Baba. And he was a local from Madhuvan who became a sadhu, which is very astonishing. Brishbasis don't become sadhus. They're enjoyers like anything. But he became a sadhu. And he never went anywhere. Like other sadhus, they all do Vraj Parikrama. Only he went to Vrindavan, and in the morning, he would come to ISKCON for the Mangalarti, and then he'd come back here to Madhuvan. He was very dear to me. But one Kartik we came, and he also gone back. So I don't know who's the Mahant now, but anyway, Ninu Baba is now no longer here. So we can go downstairs by Dhruva Kunda and we'll tell some more pastimes.
So thank you, His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu.
So we came to Braj expecting to see forest. And we got to Vrindavan town. It looks more like our hometown than Vrindavan forest. But here we can see nice forest. And you'll see there's these big, huge, tall trees. In Brijbasa we call papri. They're very, very tall. Most of the peacocks you see are up in the papri trees. And just this time of year, for 2 weeks, you'll see this very light green color. You'll see there's little things shaped like this, very light green color. Then when summer comes, they turn brown, and it's like a brown paper bag. You peel it open, there's a little flat seed inside it, and a little nut inside it, you can eat that. They used to blow on top of the Gurukul building, and all the boys used to just tear it open and eat the little seed inside. But right now, they're all just turning this very, very light green color. And little shapes like this, you see, very special color. Almost a silvery green color. And we don't even hear peacocks much as we can see them. Here we're seeing peacocks all over up here in the tree and out in the fields here, so many peacocks we get to see. And then we just heard one bird. He runs along the ground, and in the evening time, then they fly up in the tree. And the Brijbasis, they call them teeter, because in the morning you'll hear them. We're just hearing Nichiaro, I'm coming down, I'm coming down, I'm coming down. There's another bird, dove, this little gray bird we call dove, and they sing Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe. But this time of year, Gaur Purnima, they change their song. If you listen carefully, you hear them. Sri Gaur Nityananda, Sri Gaur Nityananda, Sri Gaur Nityananda. There was one back here who was just singing. All right, he stopped anyway. There's another bird. He's bigger than a crow, and he's got reddish brown spots on his brown spots on his wing. And early in the morning, you'll hear them. But they're all out of sync. They don't do it all together, so it sounds like you're in Outer Limits or something. They're all out of sync. He's called Dogila in Brijbasa. Rajasthani say they call it Ratan Paki. So here we get to see real forest. So, like we said, that we talked about Satyayuga. In Treta Yuga, there was a great Daitya, demon, named Madhu. And Madhu's kingdom was here in Madhuvan. Some people say that's why it's called Madhuvan, but we heard it already in Satyayuga it was known as Madhuvan. But some people are telling. But even though he was a Daitya, he was a very pious Daitya. He worshipped the Devi Devatas, especially Lord Shiva. He was a great Shiva Bhakt. And one time, he decided he was going to Anyway, he worshipped Lord Shiva with great devotion. So finally Lord Shiva appeared and told him, I'm very pleased by your penances and austerities, by your service. I'm very pleased. And then Lord Shiva took his trident. He made digital copy. He gave him digital copy of his trident. Well, this is a kingfisher. You see a bright blue flash and it go into the water, ping! And then back up in the tree, that's the kingfisher. He said, I give you this trident. As long as you have this trident, nobody in the whole universe, no Devata, nobody, no human being, nobody can bother you. Nobody can defeat you. So then Madhu, he prayed, oh please let this weapon remain within our Vans, our family. But Lord Shiva did not say tatastu, so be it. He did not say. He said it will not be. Your son will be a great demon. He will misuse this against the Devi Devatas and it will eventually come back to me. But as long as you have it, you can live here peacefully in Madhuvan. No one will bother you. And so it came to pass, nobody bothered Madhu. He lived here very peacefully. And as Lord Shiva said, his son was a great demon. He was so demoniac, just like boys, they like to play army, you know? So he would actually cut off the heads of his playmates and eat them. He was such a demon. And the parents, all the children are listening, the parents, they only live for the children. If the children go bad, the parents' life is finished. So Madhuvan, Madhu Vadaitya, he saw his son was so demoniac. He lost all taste for family life. He says, no happiness in this material world. So he made his son the king, he gave him that trident, and he went off to another forest to worship Krishna and go back to home, back to Godhead. No happiness here in this material world. So then Lavanasura became the king. And he immediately decreed that in my kingdom, no one will worship this Bhagavan. There'll be no chanting of the holy name. There'll be no yajna, no worship going on in this kingdom. There's no other Bhagavan except Lavanasura. Bhagavan Lavanasura ki! Oh. We have some devotees here, some demons here disguised as devotees. Be careful. So Bhagavan Lavanasura. And he began to go with his friends and they would pass stool and urine on the yajnas what the sadhus were doing. They would kill the sadhus and eat them. So finally, and he had his cave there. That's Lavanasura Gufa we saw. It was his cave here. So one time, Chaivana Rishi, he took a party of the rishis and they went to Ayodhya because they'd heard that Lord Ram had come back from 14 years of banvas, of banishment in the forest. So they came there to Ayodhya. As soon as the Darwan opened the door, he saw that Chaivana Rishi has come with some sadhus. Immediately ran to Lord Ram. He said, Chaivana Rishi is here with so many rishis and sadhus. And Lord Ram, the king, he personally came to the door to receive them. He said, welcome, whatever it is that you desire, I will grant it. And Chaivana Rishi said, you haven't even heard what our desire is. Other kings, after hearing our desire, they don't even want to hear our desire even in dreams. So Lord Ram said, all right, come inside, we'll talk. So they came inside. He said, well, there's this terrible guy named Lavanasura living in Madhuvan. And there was one king named Manduka Maharaj. And Manduka Maharaj, he conquered all the kings of the earth. So then he went up to Swarga, Indraloka, and he wanted to challenge Indra. Because we always hear about the demons and the demigods fighting, but it's always the demons who start up. Demigods are having a good time. They don't want to trouble. but it's all demons. They see somebody having a good time, they meant to make trouble. So Lord Indra thought, oh no, this guy has come to make trouble. He said, yes, I want to fight with you. And then Lord Indra, he got an idea, ping. He said, you have conquered all the kings of the earth except for Lavanasura there in Madhuvan. First of all, we should explain something about how many Bengalis are here? All Bengalis, they know Lavan. Here we say namak. Lavan and namak mean salt. When they're serving up at namak, namak, namak in Mayapur, then they laban, 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 laban. So some namkin asura was there, salty asura. He said, you didn't defeat that Lavanasura. You defeat him, then we can fight. So Manduka Maharaj, he became very happy. All right, I'll finish off this guy, then I'm going to fix this Indra, and then I'm going to enjoy here in Swarga with Urvasi and Sangita and everyone. And Lord Indra said, all right, this guy's finished. That's it. He said, Sangita, Urvasi, Nacho, dance. Now we're going to enjoy. This guy's finished. So he came here to Madhuvan, Manduka Maharaj, with his whole army. And Lavanasura came out of that cave we saw, and he saw Manduka Maharaj is there. And he said, he challenged him to a fight. And Lavanasura began to laugh. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I needed some dessert today. Okay. He said, where's your army? He said, I don't need an army. He took out his trident. Manduka Maharaj's whole army was turned into ashes. Just Manduka Maharaj was just toasted a little bit. So then Lavanasura took his trident and he had a little Manduka Maharaj pakora. So after that, no king even wants to hear our plea, even in dream. And then Bharat, he said, look, you two, you and Lakshman were in the forest for 14 years. You don't bother yourself, I'll go. And then Shatrughan said, no, the youngest brother Shatrughan, he interrupted his elder brother. He said, no, you were in Nandigram worshipping Lord Ram's padukas, you were performing great penance. This is a small demon, I'll go. Then he realized, oops, he interrupted his older brother. In Vedic culture, we're very conscious of these things, And he said, sorry, you go. Then Lord Ram said, no, nobody can admit his fault. We have a great sage in America named Murphy. When we were he must have his office in Houston, because we were driving around the city. It was a big office building. It said Murphy. So he has his office there in Houston. So Murphy says, to err is human, but to blame it on someone else is even more human. Or somebody can smile when everything goes wrong, then because he's figured out who he can blame it on. So nobody can accept his own fault. You've accepted. This character shows that you're the person to go fight with Lavanasura. So Shatrughan said, "All right, then let me take that Brahadidi," because it was one Brahadidi. Lord Brahma, he was so fascinated when we heard how Brahadidi came out of his nose and became a huge boar in the sky and so many things. So he made a deity. He worshipped it for some time. Then he gave to Kuvera. And when Ravana conquered all the demigods, and he took that from Kuvera to Lanka, when Lord Ram conquered Ravan, then he brought that back to Ayodhya. And Shatrughan said, let me take that deity with me here to Madhuvan. So Shatrughan, he started marching off with Chavani Rishi. They stopped in a place in Kanpur called Bitur, where we have a beautiful temple. And also Valmiki ashram is there. And they got blessings of Malviki, and Malviki said, look, this Lavanasura, even you, Shatrughna, the younger brother of Lord Ram, you will not be able to defeat him as long as he has this trident in his hand. You have to catch him without his trident. Then there's some hope. So they marched here to Madhuvan. They stayed a little ways away and they observed his activities. They saw every morning he goes out to hunt with a shul, just a spear, not a trishul, just regular spear. So next morning they came early in the morning. Shatrughna stood in his path. Here comes Lavanasura. He's got his shul on his shoulder. He's got a tiger and a lioness and a boar and an anaconda. That was breakfast. You don't want to hear about lunch. Hanging on his spear, you know. And Shatrughna stood in his path. They said, I am Shatrughna, younger brother of Lord Ram, and I challenge you to a fight. And Lavanasura began to laugh. I needed some dessert to go with my breakfast this morning. You're going to be to the dessert. Huh? And Shatrughna said, so all right, we'll fight. Huh? He says, let me go get my weapons and then we'll fight. You're just making excuses. If you don't have any weapon, what did you kill all these animals with? You're just making an excuse to run away. You're a coward. When he heard this insult, he immediately became furious. He threw those animals off his spear. He got ready to fight with Shatrughna. Big fight was going on. They were fighting and fighting. And finally they were tearing up trees and picking up rocks and throwing them at each other. Huge stones they were throwing at each other, ripping down trees and throwing whole trees at each other. The fighting became so furious that Shatrughna, he lost his consciousness and fainted. And all the demigods were watching in the clouds. And they all began to cry, alas, alas. Now, did you ever hear anybody call alas, alas? I never did either, but all the books say that anyway. Hearing the demigods crying, then Shatrughna, he came back to consciousness. And he picked an arrow out of his quiver that Lord Ram had specially given him. When he pulled that arrow out, the earth began to tremble. He put it to his bow and stretched it back. And then lightning began to appear. Meteors were appearing even in daytime. And jackals began to cry. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, if you ever hear them, oh, your skin will crawl. Ay, ay, ay. And Shatrughna got ready with his spear. And Lavanasura got ready with the spear, and Shatrughna set that arrow free, and sounding just like a peacock in flight, just like we're hearing the peacocks, you know. But have you ever walked in the forest and almost stepped on a peacock and they fly away? Then they sing a different song. You probably never heard. If you ever surprise a peacock, then they fly. Wow, 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 wow. So the arrow was flying like that. Wow, 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 wow. Struck Lavanasura in the heart. Lavanasura wheeled around and fell down dead. And some people say, because he was a salty asura, his blood went into the ground and ruined all the water, and all the water in Vraj we see is salty. Yeah. In the old days, we used to get so sick because those days there wasn't bottled water. Of course, we know it's from the gopis' tears. When Krishna left, they tried oceans of tears and they made all the water in Vraj salty. But some people are saying it's because of Lavanasura. So then Shatrughna made his kingdom here. He called it Madhupur, Madhupuri, and gradually became Mathura. So if you go in Mathura, you'll find, if you're looking at Dwarkadish temple, on the right side of Dwarkadish temple, you go up 2 streets. There's a road. You go up 2 streets, and you turn right. First, you'll come to Swait Baraha, White Baraha. In the old days, although he was White Baraha, they didn't allow white people to come in. Now they're very friendly. They're always inviting us. Please come here and do some kirtan. But if you follow that road all the way to the end, you get to Lal Baraha. Because because Lord Shatrughan, he's established that Lal Braha there in Mathura. And if you see him, you can see that Braha, he didn't lift up earth, because we don't have, English is a useless language. It's good for modern technology, iPhone and Blu-ray and Bluetooth and all this, but transcendental subject matter. He lifted the whole Bhu Mandala. We know Bhu Mandala is flat like this. And you can see the Manasatara mountain ranges there, the Lokalok mountain ranges. You can see on his tusk. If you go there, you'll see. And then let's lift up the earth planet like we see in most other pictures. He lifted the whole Bhu Mandala. All the 7 oceans and 7 seas. And you can see them all there. And Pujari is always was very friendly there. He let us come up and take pictures and see him. So that's Treta Yuga. In Dwapar Yuga, sometimes we sing a nice song, Madhuvana me rasa rachayo. In Madhuvan, just like now it's springtime, we see all the trees are starting to flower and it's very sweet atmosphere. So Krishna, sometimes in the springtime, Krishna would do Ras Leela here. And we'll go inside Madhuvan and we'll see there's a beautiful kund where Krishna and the cowherd boys used to swim. And a beautiful Madhuvan Bihari temple is there where the Pujari lets us come in and touch Radha and Krishna's lotus feet. And there's a Dauji Mandir there, and because Krishna and Baldev used to play there. And Madhu, of course, means honey. And we know that Balaram, he's very fond of honey, so he's here in Madhuvan, very beautiful Dauji temple. Used to be a broken down place, but I have a friend named Avadut. And whatever money he gets, he invested in Braj. He has some sort of business and he invests in Braj. And he, what did he do? Well, he put Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet there in Madhuvan, and very beautiful. He got copied from the imprint from Puri. Very beautiful lotus feet he put there. And he put a dome on top of the spire on top of Shatrughan's temple. And then he started working on Madhuvan temple. Then COVID came, and we'll go see if it's still unfinished. But there was just tiny little deity there, but he put this beautiful, incredible, stout deity of Balaram. One Kartik he installed beautiful deity of Balaram. Then one Kartik he established Revati. We know she was the wife of Balaram. Another wife is Baruni. So another Kartik, he established Baruni there. He still has to finish this. Somehow everything got disturbed in COVID, and he hasn't finished it. So, or we'll go see what's happening. I haven't been there for a while. So that was Dwapar Yuga. Krishna was here playing with the cowherd boys and doing ras with the gopis. And then Kali Yuga, we told in the beginning, first forest, after bathing in all the 12 ghats beside Visram Ghat, 12 up north and 12 south, Mahaprabhu first came here to Madhuvan. And we'll see there the Madhuvan Gaudiya Mat to commemorate that Mahaprabhu's first forest he came was here to Madhuvan. So in all 4 yugas, this Madhuvan is a very, very famous place. Shri Madhuvan ki, Madhuvan Bihari ji ki. So anybody has any question, we can try to answer them. Radhe Sham. Yes.
Maybe I missed it, but can you explain what you saw in the
Well, now there's a little Hanuman Mandir down there, but they say that's the cave where Lavanasura used to live. That's all that's left of it anyways, that little thing. That's Lavanasura's cave. Gufa. We say in Brijbasa Gufa. Madhuri, yes?
What was the need to stay in the cave when he was having such a big kingdom? Lavanasura.
Well, that's all that's left. We can't imagine what it was like, That was millions of years ago. This is all that's left. Yeah, Jamuna, This is the best walk when you do Vraj Mandal Parikrama with Lokanath Swami's group. It's just 15-minute walk and we're here from Mathura to here. So there's practically the same. That's why he named his place Madhupuri and then it became Mathura. So it's practically the same place.
So there also on the banks of Jamuna in Vishramghat, we hear about the Dhruva Tila.
Yeah, there's Dhruv Ghat. This is the Tila, but that God is there. They were very big then, so it wasn't a big deal to walk there to the Jamuna. I don't know what this bird is. I used to hear them at Brindakund also, but I never learned the name of this bird. But they come in the morning. I see them, but I don't know their name.
Didn't Krishna do this? It's called omniopathetic. What's the word? Omnio. It's imitating the sound. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Krishna did that, didn't he?
Onomatopoeia, something like that. There's another bird, you'll see them sometimes. Of course, here they got steep sides of the Kund, but you'll see them walking around the banks of the Kunds. They have a nice black coat, suit coat, and very white shirt, and their tail goes boop, 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 boop as they walk around, and then they'll sit on one edge of the Kund, and they go. And if two of them run into each other, they're walking around the Kund, they run. That's almost, I hardly imitate it. Quack, 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 quack. He's called Jalmurgi, water chicken, waterfowl. He's called Jalmurgi. You'll see them in Mayapur also. The nice black coat and white shirt, and their tail goes boop, boop as they walk. You know the questions that I guess next is...
What is the significance of this Kund?
Oh, this is Dhruv Kund. Because there's Dhruva Tila, so somebody have a nice Kund here. There's nice, beautiful Parikrama marg all the way around, and this nice Kund is here. You come in the evening, you'll see all the villagers going around, all the ladies in their colorful saris and all the villagers singing their Brishbazi songs. Arati Kunja Bihari ki, Sigiri Dari Krishna Murari ki. So no other questions? We'll bow down to the very soft and wonderful lotus feet of that great personality who's given us this Vrindavan, because Prabhupada has given us Vrindavan. One time my dear godbrother Vishal, who's no longer in this world, after Krishna Balaram Mandir was inaugurated, Prabhupada was walking around the temple, and Vishal was there, and he said, Sri Vrindavan Dham ki! Sri Vrindavan Dham ki! So Prabhupada stopped and put his cane into the marble. And he looked at Sal and said, so you like this place? He said, oh, Prabhupada is wonderful. Then Prabhupada, with the flick of his wrist, he said, then take it, it's yours. So this is the power of the pure devotee. With a flick of his wrist, he can give you Vrindavan. Srila Prabhupada ki!
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Dinabandhu Prabhu. So now we'll do Guru Puja. We'll do Guru Puja means Prabhupada Puja in 12 forest. So this is the first day up in Madhuvan. So Dinabandhu Prabhu will chant and Janardhan Maharaj will do the Arati.
I just spoke. Oh, one other thing.
Yes.
Today is also equinox. You know what equinox means? Sometimes it's 21st, sometimes it's 20th. But I looked, this year is on the 20th. Day and night are equal today. The sun will rise directly in the east. We see him. Oh! My goodness.